Hey everybody, it's Izzy here, and this is going to be my first ever book kind of video because I've recently gotten to reading because, as y'all know, I'm not in school and I don't really have a job. I am making money, but what I do I won't consider a job, but that's not bad. I sell stuff online and the links are always down below if you would like to buy anything that I sell. But so I've been reading a lot more. And it's always good to read because reading gives you knowledge and knowledge gives you power. That's the thing you learn like in 3rd grade in the library. But I do have you guys inside a shelf because I thought it'd be fitting to film in front of my bookshelf. So I do have this little, I'm gonna put my shoes in to put in my closet, but I haven't done that yet because I'm still cleaning my closet. And my tripod is upstairs and I was too lazy to walk upstairs because of NASCAR. I've had a really busy week last week and now this week's kind of chill till the weekend, so I'm trying to relax and be lazy. That's the plan for this week. But let's get into this video. I didn't even say what kind of book video this was. I'm gonna be showing y'all the books that I read this month, and just to let y'all know, I'm a slow reader, so when I do these videos monthly, it's not gonna be like 8 books, like it's only 3, and it wouldn't be an Izzy video without a cattail. And I'm sorry about that window. I don't know how to fix the brightness saturation on this camera. On my other camera I do, and that camera I filmed my Bath & Body Works video on, and the quality was not that great. But let's get into the purpose of this video. So the first book that I finished reading this month was Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi Into the Void. So as y'all can see, I have all these Star Wars books right here, and that is a thing. I am going to be reading a Star Wars book at least once a month, maybe more. My cat was like putting his paws in my pockets. But this one, I gave it a 4-star review on Goodreads. Y'all can add me on there, whatever. I don't know what you do on Goodreads because I just got it, but I'll put my name on the screen. So this is the first book if you're going in chronological order of reading the Star Wars saga series, whatever. So obviously there's no movie on this. There is a comic book, but the comics they're at the same time, but I don't think it's the same characters. I have it sitting in there. I haven't got to read it yet, but I do want to read that this week. And so this book, I'm going to, well, okay, it says, this is a quote from the book. For 10,000 years, we have studied the Force and developed our society around and within it. Wars and conflicts have come and gone. We strive to keep the dark and the light forever in balance. But now there is something that might destroy us all. One man and his dreams. So, in this book, we have our main character. I said Lenore. I'm not certain on how you pronounce the name. So she is a Jedi, but Jedi are spelled differently and is completely different from when we see the Jedi in the prequels, the original Star Wars. It's completely different because the dark and the Sith aren't, or the Sith like and all aren't bad, but and it's not a straight line between good and bad, basically. And so this whole book, she's trying to find her brother, and she thought he was dead, and turns out he's not, and he is plotting something that could destroy their own world, their whole known world, their whole galaxy system, and obviously that's not good. And so the whole purpose of this book, and this is a standalone, is her trying to stop him, and it could be killing him, it could be getting him to turn back to the good side. There's a lot of things that could happen. And then, but the reason I gave it a 4-star review, and this is a good size book, it's like 300 and something pages, is sometimes it'll have flashbacks, but it won't be like 10 years ago, whatever. It'll just be a flashback it doesn't tell you, and so that would sometimes confuse me. So that was the only thing I really didn't like about this book and why I gave it a 4-star review. So moving on to our next book, and that took 3 minutes to explain one book. And this one is a sequel. It is A Clash of Kings by, I didn't say who the first one book was by, it was Tim Levon, and This is A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. There's not much I can say about this book since it is a sequel, and if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, I don't want to spoil it. The other books are right there, and I don't want to spoil it at all, but this book took me 8 months to get through. That's why Game of Thrones books, I read these other books in between, and you know, it just takes me a while. And I was reading this while I was in school, so I was having to read books for school. But as I said, I don't do school anymore. I graduated, so I have books to read now. I have a whole shelf. But yes, I give all the Game of Thrones books a 5 out of 5 automatically because I love Game of Thrones and they're awesome. So our last book is quite destroyed now because this is a book my grandma read, and it's called Innocent Traitor, a novel of Lady Jane Grey by Alison Weir. And this author writes a lot about the different queens, ladies, and all in the Tudor era of English history. And then she's wrote books on the War of the Roses and just a lot of history books in English history. And this book, I hadn't heard of Lady Jane Grey before. I used to prefer French history, but I have got really into English history lately. I like French and Russian history. But, because my grandma knows I'm into Game of Thrones and all that, so she was like, you need to read this book. And so basically in this book, and it starts when our main character Jane is born, and it is by chapters. It goes to like different people's perspectives, point of views, and so it starts with our main character Jane is born, and it goes till her death. And you knew what was going to happen if you are familiar with British history. And yeah, so I'm going to read the back of this book for y'all because I'm bad at summarizing things. Hopefully as the months go on, I do get better. But it's the child of a scheming father and a ruthless mother. Lady Jane Grey is born during the harrowingly turbulent period that will see the demise of her famous great uncle, King Henry VIII. And vexed by not having a male heir, Jane's abusive parents connive to use their intelligent, dutiful young daughter as a pawn in a dangerous dynastic game. The Game of Thrones. It doesn't say Game of Thrones, but when the premature death of Jane's adolescence cousin and Henry's successor, King Edward VI, thwarts their original ploy, Jane unwittingly finds herself at the center of the struggle for supremacy. And though she has no ambitions to rule, preferring to immerse herself in books and religion, she is forced to accept the crown, and by doing so, sets off a firestorm of intrigue, betrayal, and tragedy. So, these kind of books, they really bring these historical figures to life in my eyes, because we just think, oh, just some old lady, like, she wasn't old, but I'm saying that this happened, like, 1600, was it 1500s or 1600s? 1500s. So like 400 years ago, it's like that was 400 years ago. They were completely different people. No, the thing that remains the same, people still have feelings, people still go through the same struggles. It may be a little different in our society, but it's still, the root is all the same. And it just, these kind of historical fiction's my favorite genre, just to let y'all know. But it just brings these historical figures to life, and you get to see it from a different perspective, I think. And history, I just adore history. And this was very, very interesting. I gave it a 5-star review. I know y'all are probably like, you're being way too lenient. I know, I probably am. But, it was very good, and I have been watching the Tudors TV show, and so it's again the Tudor era, and that's what I'm enjoying at the moment. So I hope you guys enjoyed my August wrap up, and I hope you guys have an awesome September, and as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. Bye guys!